Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. All right, continuing on with the DefenseCon Showcase, Part 2.
So, Pitbull, what is this? Is this just a Drake Fury? Is that where we started with?
Pretty much, yeah. So one of the very common questions I get at Bar Citizens a lot is, I love ship X, but I hate manufacturer X.
Right.
And as we've talked about many times, we have our big ship matrix of sizes and roles, and we always want to fill everything, and then within that have options. And the Pitbull is just a great Fury alternative. One of the hard design requirements I set from the start for it was it must not exceed the bounds of the Fury. So that presented some challenges, because the Fury, which Dan worked on, was a challenge for fitting stuff in. And
wanting more guns on it didn't make it easier.
Adding more guns and missiles to it.
It's got 6 guns. What is it? A 4 size 1, 2 size 2?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So
And then it's got missiles.
And it's got a load of missiles.
So talk to me about this decision. You're going to add 6 guns and missiles to this. Do any of you have any conscience whatsoever?
The only problem is we couldn't fit more. Like, physically, there isn't space to fit more and make it still fit inside the Fury's bounding boxes.
Yeah, I think there was a line I wrote for the copy on the website. It was more guns than common sense, or it has more guns than sense. I don't remember if it actually made it to the live.
There's going to be a massive write-up on Reddit explaining all the different places we could put a gun.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take inspiration for if we ever make a variant of it.
It's sort of got, what's the helicopter that it reminds me of?
Hind.
Is it a Hind helicopter? It sort of reminds
had
me
a lot
of.
of Hind
Yeah,
references.
we had a bit of that in the kind of original concept, didn't we, with the Hind references.
I think so,
Yeah, I think it was one of Sam's, wasn't it? So
Yep.
yeah,
Talk to us about that concept. You're just sitting quietly there, blocking the hole in the screen.
Like we've been told a couple of times, more than a couple of times, I'm afraid, to make it less cute.
Come on,
Because it
Yeah,
was
that's great.
Come on in.
Of
really,
course, it's
really
not
Slide
cute.
your chair up. Slide your chair.
like he's
Free your
going
chair.
to the
Yeah,
teacher.
just come and join me. Come and join me. We're not standing on ceremony here.
we tried to make it as small as possible, as Sam did, obviously.
Sam Burrito.
Just
It's called Sam Burrito.
Yes, San Burrito.
Concept art.
And we had to make a proper effort to change the aesthetic in order to be less cutie and more pitbull and less pug, I guess.
It didn't work very well. It's very cute.
well, you didn't see the other concept.
Its concept
Yeah.
were
The other one
really
had like
cute.
really big eyes.
Oh, one of them had like floppy ears and stuff. Not even exaggerating, there were parts of it that looked like they were floppy ears.
It's when Chris first saw it and he just sent me a Minions gif, and I'm like,
Yes?
I don't know how to take this. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? And then we got to the bottom of what he was after, and yeah, adapted it, and I think it turned out great.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's super Drake. Like, I think one of my favourite bits is just the size of the engine. Like, engine
Yeah,
versus
like taking up most of
overall
the back of the
dimensions is perfect for it. Which is, I think, why it's quite so,
80-20.
yeah.
One of the keys of the aesthetic that we wanted for the ship was that you're not riding a ship, you're riding an engine.
With guns.
With guns
You just
attached.
stuck a bunch of guns to an engine
And a seat.
and a seat.
Yeah.
It's your retro thrust, you just fire it and just break.
You just turn around.
Red Hood 87 says, in the current meta, why even put 1 to 2 repeaters on something when they don't do any damage to basically any ships?
Well, our balance tuning will be revisited in the future, but in general, this is the deal, right? Like, we want those little snob ships to be a threat to smaller craft, like the Gladius, for example, and not a threat for something bigger. And yeah, exactly, like mostly everything else on this table. So the question is more where you should try to imply those ships and why you should use them for. Because clearly, on the other side, yes, you might say the gun size is a bit low, but the performances instead are outstanding, because like the overall forward thrust ratio is very good. Maneuverability, the rates of rotation are amazing. The handling also as well. It's very reactive. So yeah, you might have less powerful guns, but if you want to, for example, let's say maybe storm a couple of fighters and fight them, then probably it's a good tool to do that. Clearly, there are downsides on the durability and Drake and everything else.
But also, the guns are swappable. You can change the guns out.
Yeah, you can use ballistic as well. But you know, we now have with the armor system some damage threshold that you need to meet in order to apply any damage, right?
Sure, but that's still subject to change,
Yeah,
being
it is
worked
subject to
on.
change.
We do have
And
future
also,
plans for
yes,
it, but
and also
it's-
like nothing prevents you to go out in a group and use other different type of ships to bring down the armor, and then use other ship that has less powerful gun to then apply damage as well.
Plus, it's bringing the right tool for the job.
Exactly.
The ship isn't designed to take on Polarises and Idrises. Well, it's not.
What is designed to take on a player? Because I'd love.
If only we had a ship we could talk about.
Shame.
No, but there's again we run into the same thing that everybody's going to want their ship to do what they want. It's like this, and the reality is they're all designed to do different things. Some are designed to work in swarms.
Yep.
Like the Pitbull and whatnot. Others are just supposed to be the best ship ever until somebody puts the wrong guns on it.
What are you about? What's wrong with the guns?
Well, we made the bet ones, remember?
Oh.
It's got its new guns. It's got its new guns at DefenseCon now.
Yeah, do we like the new guns more?
We like the new guns
okay,
more.
cool.
We like the new guns.
That's good because you made them.
No, I made both, so it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made everything.
Shout out to some again.
You're right. I made every ship.
That's right. I did actually make the guns.
I know you did.
Question for Dan: can I move a door frame 3 centimeters in the nose of the ironclad?
Oh, that'd be
That's
Joe.
good,
That.
yeah.
That'd be Joe. Yeah,
Not anymore.
one of our door frames is like off by 3 centimeters, and he's shown it me, and he was like, "Can I fix it?" And I just went, "No," because the ship was like ready to go. I don't think anyone spotted it yet, but no,
You
no,
are
Joe.
aware.
Joe,
Looking for that.
no, not until it's posted on Reddit, and you link me the Reddit post. So there you go. Go find your
Oh, he can't make the post either.
Yeah. Joe has to link me the post. People on Reddit have to find the 3 centimeter door gap.
And Will can't make the post.
Yeah.
IC3Dude31 uses his first time chat to say, "I want poop gameplay." Chris, what's your response?
Oh, wow.
That was the
Wow,
first time chat.
that's a hell of a way to put me on the spot. Can I say no?
I mean, you did add the bucket.
I did add the bucket. The shiv bucket is
the
one
one
of
who added
mine.
the
Guy who did the
Yeah.
ship bucket.
That's it.
Are you responsible for the shiv?
I am responsible for the shiv bucket, and I only mildly regret it.
What bit of it do you regret?
Can you sit on it?
Most of it.
That's nice. That's a good feature.
Yeah, it was one of those cases where we wanted to reuse this area, and Cutlass owners as a whole bemoan the fact that they don't have a
They
bathroom.
had their opportunity. A poll went up, and they voted for the Crusader shuttle, not the toilet.
So this is our consolation prize to all Cutlass owners. There's your bathroom.
That's so Drake.
As far as like where toilet gameplay is coming, dude, you're talking to the wrong man. I have no idea.
I just want to see what you do.
We do put a lot of bathrooms in, don't we?
Sometimes with the wrong amount of taps.
Yeah, we've got 2 on the ironclad on each of them.
So it's correct.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fine.
two bottles of water.
Wait. We have some 2-tap people at this table?
We are all
This is
Everyone's.
all of
This is the 2-tap table.
Calm down.
Oh,
calm down.
no, it is not. This is not the 2-tap table.
Here we go.
This is my table, son. This is a
okay.
1-tap table.
The table's made out of parts.
It's
We
split,
can
yeah.
just
move you away.
Are you all 2-tap people?
I think
Yep.
so. In,
Could be. I get
in
the
this-
Italians aren't, I guess. So.
Never seen a 2-tap.
You've never seen 2 taps. You have to come around my house, so you can see that.
Bring your paintbrush.
Yeah.
So, love the bomb racks on the. Oh, it's right. I love the bomb racks on the tally, but we need a ripple selector to allow for actual carpet bombing. That sounds like a feature request.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
It's,
Put it in Joe.
it's sort of, there's a limitation at the moment. It's not really a limitation, that there's a max number you can queue up of your ordnance. And
It's quite high, though, isn't it?
it can be, so it defaults to 4. We can do overrides per ship to give larger amounts, but it also applies to missiles as well. So in the Retailers example, if we increased the base one to be, I think you can fit like 100 in of the Size 3 bombs in it. If we increase it to that,
All
you could
your
fire
torpedoes.
all your torpedoes all in one go.
I'm not hearing a downside.
I thought
Well, the issue is the animations on the rack would also all try to play simultaneously.
yeah.
Doesn't it take time to like load them all up?
It does.
Not if you queued them all.
You have to spend the time queuing them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
got like
Fully
an auto
aware
clicker.
Spirit A1 owners are very mad about not being able to carpet bomb still.
So final words on the what is it called? The pit bull, or if you look at the one map inside the show hall, the P-bull.
I do think while we
I wonder if that was on purpose, because mostly
It was
internally
not
we've
on
been calling it
purpose.
the Pibble.
Well, we had that. There was that. You couldn't update the tips. There was that bug that the last 2 days before release.
Yep.
We're trying desperately to update the TIFF file, and they kept doing it. You want to talk about? Hey, well, whenever we do a big,
Move on. Just get on with
Line
it.
them up,
Yeah.
that's fine. Let's get them going. Pull the string.
so whenever we do a big show like this, there's invariably a whole bunch of questions about why didn't you fix this before you released this and stuff like that. There are now. It's no different. I've been at this for a long time now, and the short answer is you just can't. These aren't the guys that work on performance and stuff, and their work doesn't get held up by somebody else's work and stuff like that. Not if you can help it anyway. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it just takes. Sometimes it is so ridiculous how to where these bugs come from and how to fix them. For the last 2 days, this isn't a terrible bug. But for the 2 days before release, we couldn't update the TIFF files. Like we'd submit a new TIFF and it just wouldn't update. That's why there's a map in the show hall that says the Drake P-Bowl right now. And we're all just looking at it going, we seriously can't fix the Drake P-Bowl on a map? We know it's there, we can't fix that. It's like, no, there's other more important things to deal with right now.
I think also
There's other more important things.
like Groundhog Day as well, because we were the same one. There's a paint that's gone out. That's the thumbnail's slightly wrong on it, and you update it, submit it, come in the next day. It's still broken, and you check, and all the work's been done. It's just that Groundhog Day moment of, and then you realise that it's not actually our fault, and
it's all triage. It's you do the best you can. You try to get as much as you can, but at the end of the day, it's the only alternative is 2017 and 3.0, and you end up with nothing out for 9 months. And we swore after that we would never do that again. So, all right. So that's the Drake Pitbull. You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Cool. All right.
signed off, let's go.
Done.
Next one.
That's the end of that conversation.
All right. So
Contribution here.
up next, let's look at a ship that releases tomorrow. So this will be many people's first look at the upcoming Origin M80. So before we switch to, oh no, we're going to do it now. There it goes.
You're eager, Will. You're eager.
Sorry. So before we switch to the M80, what is it? Let's set this up.
So the M80 is Origin's sort of debut into like dedicated combat ships, and it's a heavy fighter.
And and when was the last time we did an Origin ship? It's like
400i.
400i. No,
Oh,
so
X1s, yeah.
400i is the last new
Yeah.
one. The X1 is the last released.
yeah, but the last new Origin ship was the 400i,
Yeah.
and that was
2019.
That was before the
When-
I thought it was during the pandemic.
It was like 2022.
I remember we teased it for a very long time.
No, it was during the pandemic. We
during-
recorded the CitizenCon
The 404.
video.
No, it wasn't. It was the 404. It was the spaceship not found. It was the first April Fool's.
Okay.
It was 2021 or 2020?
I think it's 2022 because it was like a ship.
Chat,
that was
help
built
us.
Just before Chat, yeah. Why are we asking? Like, everyone.
2021.
There you go.
Somebody in there was like, I can't believe they don't remember when they released the 400i. We make a lot of spaceships, folks. So yeah, we haven't touched Origin in so long. How exciting was it to come back and actually resurrect this brand that we haven't touched in so long?
Artist.
Okay, you talked to me. Yeah. I think it was kind of a double-sided really, because it was not only was it an Origin ship that we haven't done in ages. I mean, I've not been involved in like an Origin start to finish new concept at all since looking after the ship team.
Oh yeah.
I was on it with the 400 for production, but not in terms of like the concept side. So we had a new manufacturer to us to play with, but also it's their kind of debut into pure combat.
Yeah.
So that was also something else we could do. So we looked at it, and I've been obviously paying attention to what people's reaction has been and stuff. And some people have called out like, oh, this doesn't feel quite that Origin, this bit doesn't feel quite that Origin. But it was a chance to kind of look at the manufacturer kind of with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
It's a new role. It's where we want to take it. Do we want to stick to the same old that we've done for all the kind of like more commercial stuff, or do we actually want to push the limits a little bit? You look at a lot of kind of real world manufacturers of cars, and don't get me wrong, some do really cool things, and then others do interesting things. And I think you can. It's our chance to kind of just inject a little bit new life into the manufacturer.
Let's take a look. So this is the Origin 404. No, I went back to the old guy. The Origin, what is it called? M80.
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 The matey.
And this is a heavy fighter. And let's take a look at the exterior here. Talk to me about what we're looking at.
Well, yeah, we saw its party piece. I think one of the things with it being Origin is we wanted to make sure that we kind of kept it super sleek and kind of made sure that it has those kind of really nice kind of like flowing Origin lines. But obviously, we didn't want to sacrifice functionality. And that's why, when you kind of power the weapons on or off, you do have that big deploy. And I know, when people first looking at it, there was a lot of discussion over weapon sizes and whether or not it was undergunned or whether or not it was overgunned and everything. And then slowly a couple of people started to guess, like, hang on a minute, there's some seams in these panels here.
Almost like we planned it.
Yeah, and I think, it kind of shows that it's got some bite to it.
So what are our inspirations here? What were we thinking when we designed this?
So Jacob Lipple designed this one in the concept phase, and anyone who knows him knows that he's obsessed with planes, and you can tell. There is a strong contrast between the soft lines of the front and the strong lines of the rear. There is a strong contrast between the color as well. There is a lot of lines flowing into each other's, looping and reconnecting, typical of Origin. So it maintained that DNA, also evolving the tail in something that is exactly like the 100i, but just sleeker. So there is a lot coming from the aeronautics side. I'm thinking of like the Rafale, F-35s, some Russian planes, and a lot coming from the automotive design world. So smooth transitions, very sleek German-Italian designs.
Right, because Origin in the lore is actually from Germany. It's Cologne, Germany, actually, if I remember that correctly. Is it possible to raise the landing gear and see what it looks like in flight mode?
Yep.
So that's one thing folks haven't seen yet. The preview images we put on social had the landing gear down. I noticed the landing gear is wheels. Origin sticking with the wheeled landing gear. I'm assuming somebody in chat is asking when ships will roll on the landing gear. Anything we can tell people about that?
Nothing beyond it is something we still want to do.
Yep. But we're not abandoning the idea of wheel landing gear. Testing out this is where it really starts to shine. Get a little lower if you don't mind. Yeah. Look at that thing without the landing gear. It's like, that is a good looking ship.
Yeah, it is. Very sleek.
That's insane, that. I've never actually looked at it from the bottom. That's so good.
I always look at the bottom first.
There it is.
Yeah, there is so much parallax in the engines. There are so many lines that are absolutely intentional. Everything connects into each other. It's so masterfully designed.
Can we bring the weapons out again?
I remember, like, you know how the weapons come out from the side here? I remember seeing someone mention that they thought it might have been like a side ramp. So they were close. Like they spotted the seams. Like you guys have got like, you get given like one tiny image on Twitter, and you're able to work out that something's coming out of that.
I am terrified of them.
Yeah, they work anything out, aren't they?
So what kind of performance we talking about here, Matteo?
Well,
It's a heavy fighter, but not all heavy fighters
It's a
are.
heavy fighter, but it's very sleek, looks very, very fast. So it's actually, we thought from the get-go, to be fair, with Georgi, our other designer on the team, that the interceptor role would have been perfect for this type of ship. So basically, I guess, yeah, you could expect this M80 to kind of go against up the Scorpius in terms of performances. They're quite similar role and similar with similar capabilities, with differences in between the two, of course. But yeah, this is pretty much what you can expect. So very, very fast, straight line speeds. It's not the best in terms of rates and rotation, handling, but it's very fast, and especially with the speed that you can reach under boost regime, that is going to like help you a lot, especially like in group fights. It's going to be very, very interesting. As so far, like the Scorpius, we know nowadays is one of the best heavy fighters that we have in the lineup in terms of balancing and tuning and feel. And we think with the M80 was a good opportunity to kind of try to dive more into this type of tunings and into this type of experience specifically to make it shine as well.
So within the heavy fighter genre, there are individual tunings within. This is
Yes.
the interceptor tuning within heavy fighters.
Yes, yes. So basically, like what we intend in terms of like interceptor tuning, it's basically you're trading up speed and you're trading agility and maneuverability over forward accelerations and speed, basically. So you can be faster. You're basically more a boom and zoomers / energy fighting type of style. And this is what the M80 is.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Now, one of the more interesting things, can we use the door? Do we have the option to go in through the...
Not right now, unfortunately.
Oh, the door's broken?
The animation.
It's just we're in edit mode. We're not in game mode.
It's because of the editor. All right, because we're not in game mode. So it does. We did something really cool where the bottom of the ship is actually
down.
also the door.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of like the nods back to the 400i, where you have this kind of ramp that comes in, or staircase, I should say, that comes in from underneath the ship. It was kind of like a conscious decision of how do you want to get into this thing, and obviously, you can go kind of classic kind of fighter mode and get into the cockpit, and then have to climb out back into the kind of interior. But we just felt that this kind of was a bit of a nicer entrance in.
Okay, and what are the amenities in here? It's got a bed. It's got
a bed. It's got weapon racks. It's got access to all your components. We wanted it to kind of keep its origin kind of DNA, but be in a heavy fighter. And so, one of the things that is helpful is having kind of easy access to all your components. So we kind of prioritized that. That kind of functionality as the kind of like the main thing that we really wanted on the interior of the ship, and then obviously being able to kind of stow your weapons and a bit of personal storage and that sort of stuff. It wasn't meant to be like an explorer or anything like that. It was supposed to be combat focused.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of space so you can keep general boxes from utility missions, so like the small ones that you gather, and obviously full SU, standard weapon racks, a little bit of personal storage, the core components to keep the ship actually running are all inside, so you don't have to go outside if they get damaged, so you can repair them from the inside. But obviously there's not enough space for all the components on the inside, so the less critical ones for being able to actually operate the ship are outside the ship.
So, will Origin ships in the future follow a similar design to the M80, says somebody whose name I'm not going to say out loud?
I think it really depends on the role and depends on what we want to do with it. I think, obviously we want an Origin ship to feel like an Origin ship, and I think that's kind of key to it. And I think, you see this lineup, or you see this vehicle kind of lined up against the other, you can see the high end, the DNA from it, and that's what we want to kind of keep. It really depends on the role of the ship. If we do more fighters, we might take similar inspirations. If we do more commercial ships, we might not. I think in the more kind of commercial stuff, we've looked at a lot of like
luxury
yachts,
hotels,
luxury
spas.
yachts, that side of things. Whereas obviously, personally, a yacht doesn't feel very combat-y. So I think there's a lot of range within our manufacturers to experiment with visuals, and I think that's kind of one of the nice things of the game that we work on, is that we are able to kind of try new ideas and experiment with new kind of visual ideas.
It's combined two different DNAs. So you've got the Origin DNA, which Origin has its own identity, but you wouldn't expect a industrial Origin ship or a combat Origin ship to look the same.
No.
You'd expect them to be completely different. And this is one of our first times we've been doing very dedicated combat focused, like completely only combat focused Origin ship, and it has a little bit difference, but it's the same way that a combat Drake ship is a bit different from a combat.
I mean, the 325 is a combat ship, but it's a variant of an existing line, so there's only so much you can do with a variant.
Exactly.
125, and the M50 has that split of interceptor and racer. So,
but it's a true
Yeah, this is a
just a
complete
dedicated
standalone
fighter
new
as is.
chassis. So
You see it in real life automotive manufacturing and aeronautic manufacturing as well, that like even though, you know, Boeing makes planes, right, but they also make helicopters, and, you know, Rolls-Royce makes engines, not just
Oh yeah.
like, you know, the
Mitsubishi make air
Oh,
conditioners.
Yeah,
Mitsubishi
exactly, yeah,
makes
it's-
everything. Mitsubishi
yeah.
is my go-to every time.
I think they make our lift.
I need a product.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're touching on one of my biggest pet peeves here. When people are like, that doesn't look like X manufacturer or Y manufacturer wouldn't do that. I always go to Mitsubishi about that. This is the same company
Look
that
at the
makes
Hilux
tanks,
versus the Supra.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
refrigerators, tanks, elevators.
I do think it's important to keep like some kind of core DNA. Like, you know, when there's a BMW really like, you know, right behind you, you know it's a BMW. But like, yeah, because it's right behind you. But there's always like these core parts of the DNA of like the manufacturer, which, you know, I think Alberto touched on it perfectly when he was doing like the first fly around about how Origin always like reconnects the lines back around, and like it's that core art direction can be applied to other contexts.
yeah, there's core rules, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then there's areas to kind of flex those rules.
But
a bit.
even then, even brands evolve over time. I mean, in the fiction of our universe, some of these ships, like the Idris and the Javelin, are
the RSI,
hundreds of years old.
The RSI 's
so,
old.
so why would an Aegis ship today look anything like an Idris that was designed 200 years ago and stuff? They got new people. They come in with new ideas, new technologies, stuff like this.
The Zeus Mark 1 versus the Zeus Mark 2 is like probably the most clear example the players will be familiar with.
I mean, technically, the Connie folks are flying right now as the Mark IV. You saw that change from the Mark III, back in the day. These RSI is a great one. You look at how the RSI, the new Aurora and stuff. It's not that the old ones never happened or whatever. It's that these things evolve.
And then within RSI as well, you have like, if you look at like the Polaris, it's like the more military centered, whereas like if you look at things like the Apollo, it's a little bit more cleaner and like not military, right?
Look at the Connie as well, like the Phoenix. They're very different DNA, but at the same time, they're both very obviously RSI.
Yeah.
Belladrim had a question here. It says, for Matea, he goes, if you say it competes against the Scorpius, which is multi-crew, while this is solo, how do you keep the ship from being overpowered?
Well, as the most veteran pilot can attest, the turret on the Scorpio is actually a plus and not a minus. So the fact of that being multi-crew is not a downside at all. I don't see specifically here in this context any problem in terms of balancing. To be honest, they're just going to be two different ships with different tools. They are covering the same role. One is going to shine on maybe certain tasks, the other one on others. So I'm positive that on the balance side, it's going to be fine. It's going to be quite interesting seeing what people will prefer to go out and fight other people.
Someone is asking if the M80 has stealth features. I mean,
I mean, it looks like a stealth ship.
Turn off your signal, go down rapidly.
Very stealthy.
Well, there's a lot of folks who have watched that movie, see kind of a shared lineage with stuff. I thought the first time I saw it, I thought it was more akin to the fighter at the beginning of Top Gun Maverick. And there's inspirations everywhere. So folks are asking about the stealth stuff. Of course, you can replace the components with stealth grade components and stuff. There'll be tunings that you can do. And then, of course, through crafting, there's the stealth grade components, and then there's the crafted stealth grade components and stuff. And you can make it quite more stealthy than it may be off the line.
It's not based, designed to be a stealth ship. It has nothing going for it that would force it to be stealth. Obviously, with crafting, with components, you can alter profile of a ship and how it works to a degree.
So interesting, because when it goes back to that question we had earlier about why would you put size 1 and size 2 repeaters in this thing. There's this, I think sometimes there's this concept that the ship that you get off the factory line that's supposed to be it. And no, we're building an MMO here, and a big part of all MMOs is upgrading from your common gear to your uncommon gear to your rare gear to your epic gear to your legendary gear, and being able to do that with not just weapons but all of these components and stuff is how you're able to take these ships from their base configurations and drive them closer to what you want. That's part of the fun in this. We're not supposed to just give you the best version of this ship right off the line.
Well, every single, there are very, very few exceptions, but almost every component the player gets in the stock ships is a C grade. It's a C. There's A and B to upgrade into. We do that on purpose. It's not that we put the wrong one on. It's always a C grade component.
Yeah,
Because we want that space. We
clearly,
want that
there are
progression.
of course boundaries where we think it's acceptable, for you to personalize the ship because, for example, I don't think we don't want a scenario where you can tweak your people to be an absolute truck. We want the DNA of the ship to stay in certain confined spaces, so to say, but inside those, we want for you to be able to, basically try to achieve whatever you want and have different play styles, basically. So if you want, for example, run a stealth build people with no shields and less guns because you want the surprise factor, then you're free to do it, right? So.
But Drake will never talk to you again.
Yeah, but clearly, you have to be careful on that.
I wonder how low its signal would go if you drop the shields off it. It must be tiny.
It must be tiny, yeah.
And what guns are come on the M80 again?
2 size 4s, 2 size 5s, and then a bunch of missiles underneath, which not a lot of people talked about. I think they've seen it has lots of size 1 missiles, but there's actually some larger ones that also deploy out the bottom.
Oh, do we have the ability? No. Yeah, Will's shaking his head. We don't have the ability to deploy that.
Just imagine.
We don't have the technology. We can't rebuild it.
You can't. There you go. That's what to say.
We had some technical issues before the show.
Have the technology. We can't.
Oh, the screen's back. Oh, no, it's not. Every time the fire goes, you can see it. You can see it's bad. All right. So, final word on the M80. We happy with it?
Yeah.
I think the team did an insane job, to be honest. Like, it wasn't something that we saw it from like the other side of the room, I guess, like watching the team tackle that. And
Is this an admittance that you didn't make it?
no, I didn't make it.
But we know that's not true.
Yeah.
But a lot of people did an incredible amount of work, and bro, looking at it now, it's just insane.
It's fascinating to walk around the office, and in one half of the room, I'm looking at someone trying to make the dingiest, darkest, grubbiest wall they can, while making it look new. And then on the opposite side of the room, seeing someone trying to make something so shiny that you can see your own reflection in it.
I know.
And yet, we're just one company that seems to be able to make all these different styles. If only the brands could do that too.
The biggest.
Going back to my brands can step outside of one thing. That's the biggest point of contention, Ben.
Have we busted the myth that there's no
I
such
think
thing?
Ben can do anything, is what I'm saying. Ben can do anything he wants.
Except get lights working.
He doesn't have to have a room. That's what I'm saying. I think you can do whatever you want.
Have we busted the myth that there's no like Drake team or a side team, MISC team?
This annoys me
like,
as well.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like,
Well, who's on the Drake team now?
It's like the Origin team have been asleep for the last 4 years.
The Origin team. They just went on holiday. Forgot to let them back in.
That's true. I suppose they're not being a new Origin ship since 2021, kind of.
We had to hire a bunch of new people just to specialize in
Those
that.
guys have been waiting for 5 years on the website to make a ship.
This is how long. That's how long the M80 took to make. It was like 5 years of just cooking.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Now, some part of that we caused. There were early ATVs where we made statements like this studio is more focused on this manufacturer and stuff like that. We caused that misconception way back in the day. But yeah, as the project has evolved and stuff like that, it's become much more homogenous.
Yeah.
It's like this. Oh, my computer just crashed. Okay, no more questions. No, I'll reboot it here while we're looking at the next thing. So, from the M80 on which comes out on tomorrow. What day is tomorrow?
Saturday.
Saturday. I like having a guy here. That's that's great.
You can just stay there, bro.
What are you doing on Thursdays?
We can get my laptop.
No longer deoded.
I do concept art.
Yeah, so that's day 3. On day 5, we introduce another ship that could be considered a surprising addition for DefenseCon. DefenseCon, everybody assumes, the DefenseCon or Invictus, whatever you happen to call it, is always going to be fighting ships and stuff.
I don't know.
Somebody's phone going?
Yeah.
Was that you or me?
It's me.
All right.
Remind me to take my medication.
No medication.
No medication.
We're
So
working.
let's do this.
All right, we got a timer, guys, and that's the MISC Starlight from. I already said it, MISC. Let's take a look at the. Let's take.
Okay. I'm going to end this right here because, as I'm sure I'll see on playback, I think I was struggling a little bit here with falling or zoning off. So I might need to take a little nap or something. But yeah, there we got some information on the pit bull and the M80, which I really do like what I see in the M80. Like I said, I'm going to play around with it in game a little later. Just the price tag, though, I don't know if I can justify that right now. Some of my org mates had gotten it, and you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up. What the heck is this PC thing? It's getting on my nerves. Dum, 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 dum. Mm-mm-mm. I'll go ahead and look at the M80 page while we're at it, and then I'll look at the how much it is. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, let's look at that. Very nice, very, very pretty. All right. So, so weapons, like I said, 2 size 5s, 2 size 4s. Missiles 16 size 1, 4 size 3. Jeez. This thing is like whatever. And then, of course, there's the various paints. Could get with it. Tetra, Afterglow, Dynasty. Ooh, that's nice. Slate Camo, which my brother got. Blaze, which is one we see mainly. Okay, so here we go. So limited paint offer, chairman's members only. Okay, yes, I am chairman because I spent a bit of money. So 275. I'm like, that's a bit that hurts. Let's see. I believe that should be LTI. Bonus paint for your war bond cannot be obtained with store credit. Yeah, I believe that should be LTI. So in itself is 275, and with 10-year insurance is 300. Yeah, I don't know if I can justify that price. Well, let's see. I mean, what do I got here for upgrades? I mean, there's my Clipper, but that's not going anywhere. Salvation, Golem, which are all, I can get in game for not too much. But still, I mean, as those are only $60 credit, that's a lot of money I'm still having to spend. Same for any of my tokens. They're all smaller amount things. Now, I mean, I could sell a couple of these, which would be like 120, but still, that's a lot of money, financial differences, or things I can get in game. So 2 or 3 of them. But, oh, and I have a call. So we're going to pause that. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. But yeah, so I don't know if I could justify that price tag. I don't know. After I play it, test it in game, maybe I'll be like, oh no, I'm in love with this. I'm going to sell everything I have to get this. But especially since there's no other ships that are supposed to be coming out this DefenseCon that appealing me. The only other thing, again, like I said, there's a pit bull. I mean, it's a snub fighter, so that doesn't really appeal to me. And if I'm going to get a snub fighter, well, what to begin with, I between the two, if I was going to snub fighter, it would probably be a Fury. And those are in game. I just got to, again, we've been reset, so I got to earn the money for those. But again, in general, I'm like, why would I get a snub fighter for anything? It doesn't really work for me, during, solo play things. Now, if it's, I'm just doing things in the area of, whatever planet I'm on, which I normally make Microtech my home, that's one thing. Then I could fly around and go do other things, uh, kill some beasts for supplies, pick up things or whatever. That's one thing because I can use that on planet. But as there is no quantum drive, going out into space or other places, it doesn't help anything unless I'm with somebody else in a big ship where I can land, you know what I'm saying? Or in their ship to transfer as well. Or I take it with me, in a bigger ship like my Carrack, my temporary Carrack till I get my Odyssey, till that comes out. But anyways, I've rambled on. That is my thoughts on on that portion of the DefenseCon Q&A live, whatever. Like I said, Pitbull, I mean, cool little ship, but again, it's a snub, so no little appeal to me. And like I said, the M80, I really like what I see, but as far as like paying real money or melting down the things I have to just get that, and I'd still have to pay a little money, yeah, I don't, I don't think I see that as right now, but who knows? I might change my mind. So anyways, that is my reaction to that part of the video. My thoughts, as always, feel free to share, subscribe. Hopefully give me a like if you like my content. Again, sorry about my zoning out. I may need to take a nap. One of the, the lovely things about getting older, not so lovely, body doesn't recoup as well, especially when you don't eat well, you don't exercise, which I need to do, and hence things like this happen where I zone out a little bit. So again, my apologies to anyone who actually watched. If you feel so inclined, as always, leave a comment with your thoughts. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.